everybody. Don't mind me just dying a little bit. It's my day. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, a donut connoisseur. It's been, my day today has been, I would describe it as a comedy of errors. My camera decided to die right before the stream. My SD card in my phone decided to die. It's been a day. I feel like I've been running around like crazy and not actually getting anything accomplished. So, welcome Oliver to the stream. Welcome Nick and Corey. If you're joining over on Twitch or on YouTube, please say hi. If you're joining over on Behance, which is where the Fam Jam is hanging out, that's the chat I'm usually paying attention to. Welcome. Also, Dorina is joining in. Nice to see you, Dorina, as well as Rick. Dorina, I feel like it's late where you are, but I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Let me drink this water really quickly while I switch over my camera to my desktop. So, alright, so we've been working on, I've got a bunch of things going on. It's a little bit chaotic. I've been working on this Society of Sprinkles, took a break from it to work on the, it's been an on and off project for a while now. So, I've got a couple of things I can work on because I've got a lot of projects in motion. I didn't really want to start another thing, especially given my day today. So, I decided I would either work on the Society of Sprinkles, work on the castle that I had been working on previously before I got wrapped up in other projects. So I have a couple of options here. I think I'll probably start with the Society of Sprinkles. I have a couple of things I want to do on this. You can see that I've got, we've got way more sketches than this as well. If we just kind of take a look back in history here. This is a project with a lot of history built into it, but I've landed on something that I kind of feel like I really like. I like the look and feel of this. I think this kind of speaks to what I was after when I originally worked on this project. I just want to kind of like get a couple things locked into place. I also want to add maybe some additional elements to this. I want to see how the colors look, figure out if I like these little icons and how they look in color, everything in color, grayscale, black and white, you know, different lockups, etc. And I also want to potentially create like a little sprinkle accent. I might just end up pulling that over from our existing, what we did previously. I may keep the evil eye in some capacity as another kind of brand element, so I might pull that over. The other thing is we might go back and explore a more simplified version of some kind of creature that maybe fits in with my new and improved design here. But this is going to be the main logo. This is going to be the main mark right here, because this kind of speaks to all the things I was after and kind of works with the design overall. But we want to clean things up a bit. You can see here I don't have anything kind of like connected. I might want to do similar like round corners on everything in here. It's just kind of, it's in a state, so we need to kind of like finish some things up. Also, hello to my mom. My mom's in the chat. Welcome, Mom. Yeah, let's get going, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know what you've been working on. To get started, just so I don't lose these kind of working shapes, I'm going to pull this over here and leave them on my kind of sketch art board. And let's start to finalize this a little bit. You know, as you do. Umcorn, I don't know if you went live earlier today. Like I said, my day has been not a little bit chaotic. And I don't know why. I just feel like it's been a day. Rick saying hi to Jack. Hi, Jack's mom. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Dorina says, didn't have the greatest day, but I'll surely have a relaxing night. Man, maybe it's everybody. Maybe everybody's just having an off day. I am planning on having a super chill night tonight, so I hope you all plan on doing the same thing. Try to get up the stream here. Here we go. I think I want to go with that. Let me know what you think of that in the chat. In fact, for something like this, I'm working on a brand, I might actually go up here to the corners, and I might go with a consistent, I'll go with 7. And I'm gonna go over here. Oh, that's right, Dorina, I saw in the chat, you had a really bad day. That reminds me, Dorina, like, was injured. You, like, fell and hurt your nose. I'm so sorry, Dorina. It's just a bad day. It must be like a full moon. I don't even know. I hope you feel better, Dorina, and that you didn't end up, like, really hurting yourself. I will be thinking of you. For sure. Mooncorn says, ouch, Dorina, I hope that wasn't too bad. Welcome, Mooncorn. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. And, Patty's joining us. Welcome, Patty. Patty's saying, my seriously off day was yesterday. Well, I'm glad you have recovered. Oh, it looks like I did start to join some of these. I just didn't end up finishing. So. As you do. Ross? Let me know if that's how you pronounce that. Or Rouse? Let me know. Ross or Rouse. Welcome to the stream. Farhan is saying, music is night. What is the name of music? If you look above me, you can see I've got a little scroll up at the top that'll tell you the artist's name and the title of the song, and then the album. So it's Yoann Turpin, 8-Bit Death is the song title, and then Rhythm and Bits is the album. So we've done a lot of work for Yoann on the stream. We've done a lot of album art for Yoann, so Yoann is a friend of the stream, and lets me stream his music kind of in the background. So yeah, Corey saying link is in the description below the video. Yeah, you can find links over here to Yoann's work below me. There to Yoann's Bandcamp if you were interested. And Dorian is saying, Jack, how are these captions appearing while you talk? Dorian wants to know if I'm using an app. Dorina, I am using a plugin in OBS that handles captions. I can message you on Discord if you're interested. I had tried a couple different things. There's like web captioner, there's a couple different ones. And I just prefer this one because it's built into OBS, so I don't have to deal with any like window captures or anything like that. I just kind of set up the box inside of OBS, and it kind of plays everything for me. So if you're interested, I can find. I don't have it handy. It's like a GitHub like download. I can send it to you. Mooncourt saying, I was just playing with the order and timing of my new welcome animation. Nice. And Evie's here. Welcome, Evie. Evie won our I should do a shout out to everybody who participated in our Create Together event in the Discord. Adobe has a bunch of product Discord. We got a Illustrator Discord, we got a Photoshop Discord, we got a video Discord, Adobe Creative Careers Discord. And last week we did a Create Together event where everybody submitted their entries for, the theme was Best of 2022. And Evie won Best Overall, so congratulations, Evie. This next week, we're going to be doing another event, again, with a similar kind of like concept, right? We're going to pick winners. And this upcoming week is going to be like looking forward to 2023 or something like that. If you have any questions, if you go to, I think it's adobediscord.com, you can find a link to all of the various product Discords. And you can join them and find out. This event will be in the Adobe Creative Career Discord this week, so go check it out. I'm gonna go make sure I find the correct name of the event. Yeah, so this week's theme will be looking forward to 2023. Let me make sure I've got that Adobe Discord.com link correct. Yeah, here we go. This link is actually really handy. It'll take you to all of the Adobe Discords if you want to check that out. I'm also going to share that on Twitch and on YouTube as well. Okay. What else was I going to do? I was going to do something and I lost my train of thought completely. It happens. Anyways, oh yeah, I was working on kind of finishing these up here. I might need to adjust the way that I do this. You can see because there's like an extra line here. I if I just round this out, it's not actually gonna come down far enough. Kind of see how that happens. So I do want the line to be on the inside, but what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually going to grab this shape, copy and paste. I'm gonna go to Object, Expand Appearance, so I can get like that inside line. I'm actually gonna isolate it for a sec, it's gonna make it easier. And we're going to release this compound path. This is just kind of a trick. Something that you just kind of have to think about when you're doing branding. You know, we want to make sure that everything stays consistent. So I'm gonna merge this shape here with my weird other shape. Let's see what I mean. So we've got this shape, we've got this shape. I'm gonna merge these together. So then when I go down here and I apply that round style, it's gonna keep them consistent. Versus having that weird edge. It's just kind of like a minor detail here. And I did not do a very good job with this side, so I'm gonna just kind of fix that up really quickly. Frog's here! Welcome, Frog! Lots of people in the Discord, by the way, participated in the event as well. Frog and Dorina also participated. There's some really, like, awesome work. Alright, so now I've got kind of like a cleaned up version of this with those round corners. I'm just gonna kind of like, really quickly bring this over. What is happening? Just kind of put this here. I'm just leaving it there. I'm making essentially like my different versions. And doing some cleanup work. Oh, Frank's just saying hi to everybody. Just make sure I wasn't missing any chat. So we're just gonna do one of these. Select same appearance. It's gonna select all those fill colors for me, and I want to apply that kind of like lighter cyan. Select same fill color. Remember, we had to change the colors here for contrast purposes. I'm gonna go over here, select same fill color. Just kind of going down the line here. Select same stroke color. Alright, so now I've got like a nice set with those round corners. The other thing that I want to try while we're here is I would really like to... So we've got kind of like two different things going on here right now, right? We've got our, this version, our logo type that has the purple and the gold. This version just has the purple, well, and we've got the blue in here for the text color. I would maybe like to try a version of the mark that is incorporates some of that gold. This may be a mistake, but we're gonna try it. Or maybe down here. I don't know, I just don't want to like lose that, you know what I mean? I just want to see what it looks like. Yeah, I don't really like that, but maybe we do it with this blue. I mean, the blue looks kind of nice. Blue or not purple. Alternatively, we do like an inverse and have the outside be that darker color. No, I think I like the... Maybe we do like... inside. I kind of want the outside to be this color. Not sure. Melissa, welcome to the stream. This gold is just kind of a hard color to work with. Yeah, I haven't done any new music for Yoann in a minute. I know that he just came out with like a collaborative album. I don't know, let me know if any of these colors are working for you. I think it has, if we're gonna go with the gold, we have to do something like this. Which is a little more, which isn't as fun. It's not as like, you know, it's not the bright saturated colors. You Everson, let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you so much for the follow. Bye-bye. Odari's in the chat. Welcome, Odari. Speaking of, we do have a bunch of streamers in the chat. We've got Odari, Umacorn, let me scroll up. We might just have Odari and Umacorn in the chat. Odari and Umacorn both stream here on Behance. Odari was live earlier, and once again, I missed Odari's stream. I've been really bad about that lately, but I apologize. What if we did, like, mixed these styles a little bit? And maybe we do, like, a... I'm gonna grab this. Do, like, a gold line style? Ooh, maybe we do, like, gold... I have an idea. We could do, like, a color version of what we did over here. Something like this, like a one color kind of thing. Kind of like that. Or even like add a fill. Let me make all of this. I'm gonna select all this and do this. Add a different fill color. I don't know. I'm just kind of experimenting right now. We can even do a reverse. Like this may be the purple. Not sure. But already saying hello to the mod squad. Yeah, everybody's here, hanging out. How's your day going, Odari? And do like a line style on this. No, I don't think I like that. Although it's kind of cool having it like, if I like merged all of these and just had like an outline, that kind of gives me an idea. Could be something. Different. Like a happy accident there. kind of like that idea. Let me say, I think I would need to change the stroke color. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. It also kind of ties it back to, you know, this idea. It's kind of like merging the donut, which is in gold, with like the, you know, drippy line kind of a look. I don't know, I kind of dig it. Well, not those colors. Yeverson says, what job is this? I'm from Brazil. Welcome from Brazil. I am just doing a personal project. This is kind of like me experimenting with the Society of Sprinkles brand that I created. It's meant to be a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek secret society based around donuts. Similar to, I wanted to use this for like my Behance subscribers. You know what I need to do? I need to add this color to my color palette while I'm at it. So it's not meant to be like a super serious secret society. Super serious secret society. That's a lot of S's. But it is meant to be kind of like, I don't know the right word for it. Marine, thank you so much for the follow. Bam. Yeah, Corey's sharing a link to the subscription stuff. I really like this idea, too, of this gold actually not being gold, but being more like a foil or something like that. That would be really cool. Or like metallic instead of just gold. Everson says, I love it, nice job. Thank you, we're still working on it. As you can see, I'm kind of like trying to... It took a lot to get to this point with like the, it started in one way and then we kind of like ended up here, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it's turned out now. I wasn't originally, but I am now. Oh, I was gonna add this purple. Yeah, that doesn't have enough contrast, you know? But I really like this like line style thing that we've got going on. I'm just gonna leave it like that for the time being. So but now we've got kind of like 3 options, right? For the mark. I would really like to be able to get that purple to have enough contrast with this, but I'm not like gonna I'm not gonna try and force it if it doesn't work. Evie says, I like how you've planned out your artboards, Jack. I don't know why I try to squeeze so much on one artboard when I have the space. You know, I did do a little bit of rearranging, Evie. The last time you saw this, I kind of had things all over the place, and I just kind of like pulled everything off. So if we take a look at my artboards for a sec, you can see up here, I've got this artboard just kind of generically called Sketches. It's actually called Sketches 2, because I think it was originally a different Sketches artboard. So I've got this over here, and that's just kind of like where I'm throwing all of this stuff, right? That I want to kind of save. I don't want to get rid of these sketches. I want to keep them, but they're just kind of like, that's kind of like where I work, right? And then over here, I made this artboard that just says concept, colors, fonts. So this is just kind of like information, right? This has all of our notes about the idea, what this is, the imagery and symbols that we want to incorporate. I've got a little color palette over here, and I've got fonts. I just like to keep everything's kind of like organized, like over here. Like this is all the information. If I need to go and find it, I know where it is. I don't have to go like digging through stuff, right? And then down here, I zoomed instead of, there we go. Down here I've got an artboard that just is named logo type. So this is all of the like type examples that we have right now. Then I've got over here, I've got logo mark, which is what we're working on right now, which is just the mark without any text with it. And then we go down here, we've got lockup, so I've got like the start here, we've got like the, this actually should be over here. We've got a start over here. This was what I was working on last time I was trying to kind of like fill this space when we have like the text lockup. So got another drip down here that kind of like connects these two elements. So this is a lockup of the mark and the type, which is a little bit different than the type obviously by itself. And then the final artboard here is the final artboard so far is the factions. So this is the lockups that's got the factions associated with them. So I'll probably go on to make more artboards as we kind of progress through this, and this will kind of like start to formulate my like brand guide as well, right? So it makes it easier when I have to go make a brand guide and I've already got kind of everything separated out. The other thing that it helps me do is keep my thoughts organized and helps keep me accountable for things like, okay, I need to have a logo type, but I need to have a logo type that works in one color, in full color, that works on dark and light background. So I kind of try to set up my artboard so that I have space in here. So I like, alright, I'm gonna make, I know I'm gonna have a logo type, I'm gonna put a dark background. It kind of like helps me, reminds me like, okay, this isn't done yet because I need to come up with all these different variations, right? You know, the worst thing is when you're working with, if you've ever worked with somebody else's brand before, like you worked on a project and you didn't do the branding or whatever, it's the worst when you have a brand where a certain context wasn't taken into consideration, right? So if you've got a brand and you're like, we need to make this, for example, we need to design a website, and I need a version of the logo that's going to work over a photo, right? And the brand designer, you know, didn't come up with a variation for how that would look over, and there's like, if you're working with a really rigid brand where they have like very specific colors and very specific kind of guidelines, you might encounter the issue where you can't adapt to that brand. And so I'm always conscious of that when I'm developing a brand. Like, what if I had to use this brand, like myself, or I had to hand this off to somebody? I want to make sure that it's it has enough information in it that they're able to use it in a variety of contexts. And along a similar note, I'm not really a fan of really super tight brand guidelines, ones that get really ultra specific about like, there must be a certain amount of spacing between everything like that. I think that like, you want to give enough information, right, that the person who's not a graphic designer can use the logo and it looks good. So you want to give them enough information that they can use it, but you want to give enough flexibility that if they're able to adapt that brand to whatever strange context. Like, what if in the future, in 3 years, we need to have branding that can be displayed on like semi-transparent holographic, I don't know, screens, right? Like, we need to be able to kind of try to give enough flexibility in brands to, you know, adapt to, you know, changes in the future. Anyways, it's kind of a long rant, but that's just kind of like my personal take on branding. Irma, thank you so much for the follow. So there's not really an exact science, I guess, what I'm trying to say to this. It's more like, when I'm building a brand, I think about how I would like to use a brand as somebody that has to use brands in my work all the time. So, long story short, that's kind of what I'm doing. Speaking of, to hold myself accountable to that, I've just kind of copied over my design here, and I'm gonna make a version that works on light background. So we've got a light background. This is kind of like light background, one color. In fact, I've also noticed a mistake in my organization. I want to have my full color. I'm gonna have these at the top here, so that when I look at everything, we've got one color, and then full color, full color. I need to reorganize this, but I'm not gonna be too particular about that right now. Maybe in a matter of like scaling this down a bit. So we're gonna go in here and make some changes. I actually want to see how this is gonna be an interesting one, because I need to use a lighter color, but I don't know what color I'm actually gonna end up using. We might go with the like the yellow. We haven't used the yellow yet. Although then it gets kind of wonky with the gold. So from a systematized standpoint, let's bring this up. Let's bring this down. So we've got white, 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 and we've got this color combination, and we've got this color combination. Kind of bringing it back over to here. I think I might want to use the let's try the darker purple to kind of match, right? Darker purple, darker purple. I'm gonna keep that gold for the time being, and then I think this does need to be the blue. Just trying to keep things consistent. Yeah, this one's kind of a unique circumstance because the other, I don't have a logo type that has this kind of like line style with it yet, but who knows, maybe. You know, we could do a version. It's maybe too much, but let's try it. You know, always kind of keeping in the back of my mind these motifs that we've got going on, right? So like consistency, not only in color and style, in shapes, and also like, now, when I did the one color, I needed to incorporate line. How do we incorporate a little bit of line, maybe with color? And like, can we incorporate that in other ways in the design? We could try a version where we do like, maybe the letters in line. As an alternate. You know what we could do? Be too much, but we could do like a version that I'm gonna try it. Maybe where we like offset these a little bit. To kind of match the style of this. I'm not sure if I like that. I think if we do this, it might just need to be outlined. And we'll have to align it to the inside. Oh no, I can't do that because it's text. I'd have to go to Object and create outlines, and then I can align it to the inside. Actually, I don't really like that very much. I don't know. just gonna leave that for the time being and move on so I'm not getting caught up in it. This feels like a lot of color. I'm gonna go with this lighter purple for this. Sprinkles are colorful. Yeah, we did a little sprinkle. I'm probably gonna bring it back. A little like accent over here. You can see this little design element. I might pull that back in for something. I'm not sure what though. Alright, I'm just gonna move on. Let's try this version as well. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. Align this. Align this. Copy. Custom front group. Go into here. Alright, let's go down here. And I need to create a one color version of this. Oh, you know what I need to do? Before I do that, I need to fix this. I don't have these round corners here. I'm gonna make this round. And then do the same thing down here. Michello, thank you so much for the follow. Dorina likes the gold with white stroke. Yeah, that one looks cool. It's definitely giving me the like glazed donut feel, which is really cool. All right, I'm gonna copy over this. I just want to make sure that I've got anywhere I'm using this donut. I'm using the right one because I made sure to edit that so it's got the round corners on it, and I want to make sure to keep that throughout all of these. So I'm going to go back up here as well, copy this one, go in here, and I believe I made this one slightly smaller. I made this the same width as my text to keep everything kind of consistent. And there are times when I will be super, like, vigilant about, like, keeping everything, like, spaced and, like, perfectly aligned and everything like that. And then there's other times when I'll just kind of, like, let things be a little bit, like, less particular, if that makes sense. Back up here, this. This is kind of like our main lockup. We could do a couple different variations of it, but I do want to get this in here in one color, black as well. can try a version of this maybe with this as well. Maybe this will help us kind of troubleshoot the issue I'm having with the making the textile match. Alright. And then for this one we might have to do gold for this. Or even actually probably just that color to make it match. Evie saying, I'm guessing lockup is how logomark and type link together. Yeah, a lockup would just be, just kind of like the word implies, a lockup of the two together. So we've got a lockup here that's got the main mark and our main kind of like logo type. Versus I would call this logo type, even though it's like, it's got a little accent to it. This is kind of like a monogram. Well, it is, not kind of, it's a monogram, and we've got just the mark. And you can include some notes on here too, like I would when I eventually go ahead and if I wanted to like make a presentation or something, or make like a brand guide. I'm just gonna hit command. I'm just gonna cut this here for a sec, and I'm gonna go edit, paste on all artboards, and it's gonna put it on all my artboards for me. I do need to kind of go back here though and delete it off of these artboards. And then I can just name these. So here we've got, I'm gonna type in logo type. And we can type over here logo mark. Down here I need to make this and then we can go over here and say like lockup factions, right? Something like that. It's really bothering me that these don't stack, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. This is gonna make it easier. I'm gonna put all of these together and all of these together. Oop. And I'm gonna have them go across this way in terms of having enough space. So we'll just kind of arrange everything like this. Center it, paste, and then we can do the same thing over here. Ungroup. I'm just gonna align this, align this, align this. There we go. And do the same thing over here. Ungroup. Center. Go. Lockup would look great on a t-shirt. You mean this lockup? Yeah. I definitely want to create some goodies with these. I really want to do, patches. I know that that's like gonna be hard to do, but I would really like to do patches. Just on a personal note. But patches are not cheap. Embroidered patches are not cheap. Anyways. There we go. I could do the same thing here, just kind of like cleaning it up a little bit. Make sure I've got my spacing all sorted out. Elmedi, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Alright, looks good. That looks a lot more organized and cleaned up. Down here. this, I need to figure out what I'm doing with, because like I have obviously the color version, but not everything fits on here. It might end up being 2 separate artboards, but for now it's fine. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna group all of these, copy and paste in front, and I'm gonna center it all. And I'm gonna make sure we got everything aligned to the artboard. There we go. And then as a reference, I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna use the same kind of colors here. Again, trying to keep everything consistent. So we will go in here, ungroup this, grab this. Oh, Dari, what did you work on? Tell me about your stream, by the way, since I missed it. I could go watch the replay. In fact, I would suggest everybody go watch the replay. What would you work on today? Let me know. Did you finish your rabbit for the Lunar New Year? And then I'm going to reference what I did up here with the type. I used the blue, so I'm going to use the blue again. And I'll do a final version here. For now, I'm just going to turn it this color. Be able to just do one color. I think I did it over here, yeah. So you can see how we could start to kind of like really... This now is starting to like feel like a brand, you know what I mean? Like it feels like it has consistency and style, got a lot of like, we're creating a system essentially versus that, and I think that's, you know, that's how I design a brand at least. I mean, other people might have different ways of doing things, but I like to have everything kind of systematized like this. You know, I'm not really a big fan of this. I'm just gonna pull this off of here for the time being, and over here on my like sketch board, because it's not really liking it. And I'll just center all of this. Dorina has to hop off, Jack. It's time to get some rest. Get some rest, Dorina. I hope you feel better. Hope your nose is okay. Hope you get some rest. Hope you have a better day tomorrow. Evie says, I feel like someone could pay me to just organize artboards. I'd be quite happy with that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like, therapeutic. There's a couple of, like, things in, working that to some people might seem really tedious that I actually find to be really, just kind of, like, mindlessly satisfying, if that makes sense. For example, I really like just doing line work. So if I have a sketch or whatever and I'm just kind of like going through and I'm like creating a line work for it, I don't know, there's something very like enjoyable about that process to me. Like it's very satisfying to see it, like to be just working on like line art from a sketch is like weirdly, my brain just like really enjoys that process. I find it just be kind of like, I can kind of zone out, but also just like, you know, I don't know, it's hard to explain. If you know, you know, I guess. Bliss is here. Welcome, Bliss. Bliss is also streaming here on Behance, and part of the mod squad. Bliss and Umacorn and Odari stream on Behance, and primarily make up the weekend crew, the Saturday stream team. Sarah Mapes is not here today. I know Sarah's traveling currently, so I actually talked to her a little bit earlier today. But Evie says, yes, tracing over art and AI is so ace for my brain too. I don't know what it is about that. I'm glad I'm not alone. It's definitely like weirdly satisfying. You know, when people post like those oddly satisfying videos, for me it's like working on line work, so just oddly satisfying. Anyways. I am gonna make a separate artboard because I don't want to crowd it. You know, that's I think somebody mentioned earlier about like how my artboard is keeping things less cluttered. It just helps for presentation purposes too. If you break things up for the client so they're not like looking at they're not getting like overwhelmed by choice. So Frank says, I recovered my PSD files from my SSD crash last week. More than 3K files to open and rename. Oh my gosh, what? Oh my gosh, Frank, I feel for you. I feel like I saw you posting about this sporadically in various chats, like live stream chats. I cannot imagine. Were you at least able to use like in the past, if you did not know this, or maybe I shouldn't tell you this, because you're gonna be mad because you didn't do it this way. But Bridge, I don't use Adobe Bridge often or very much, but Bridge has a really handy function that lets you find and replace file names, so you can go through and like batch rename things systematically. So you can go in and say like if you wanted to remove or you know, a word and replace it with something else, you could like say I want to remove sprinkles. I spelled it wrong here as well, you can see. So if you had sprinkles in like 40 files and it was misspelled in all 40 files, you could type in Bridge the misspelling and say find and replace that word in all of these files with the correct spelling. You can also kind of name things too with sequentially. So if you don't have things that are named and like you have a bunch of files and they're named like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you want to have them named like 0, 1, 0, 2, like you wanted to change the way that they're kind of sequentially named, you can do things like that too. It's one of my that and the metadata stuff in Bridge are probably the things I use Bridge for. So Frank says, good thing the files are there. Frank says, trust me, I'll take action to make backups more often, looking for mirror drives. Yeah, I feel you, Frank, because I had my SD card in my phone died, like malfunctioned, and so I'm dealing with, not quite on that level, but also just trying to figure that out. But yes, also cloud backup, other backups. I have a cloud backup, but I need to back up. I have 2 really old hard drives that I need to find a backup solution for because I'm always nervous about them. They're just kind of like loose hard drives, and I need to sort that out. It's always like the organization stuff like that you're just like, I have to do this, but I don't really want to. It's just things people don't think about that you have to be responsible for. It's like file organization, because files are like, they don't have a hard drives have a lifespan, right? Like they're not a permanent solution to storing information. So it's just kind of something you have to be thinking about, is like always managing all of these things. It's just kind of crazy how much stuff we have to be responsible for. That's just not making art, right? Garrett's saying NOS configured in RAID 1 should do, Frank. NOS configured in RAID 1. I don't know what that means, but I trust that it makes sense to you. Anyways, what was I doing? What was I doing? I think I was gonna separate this artboard out, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go here to document setup. And since we've got so much stuff going on, I'm gonna do 2 versions of this, I think. Oop. Yeah. That happens sometimes, especially if you've got like a lot of artboards, and I have a lot of artboards here. You can see that I've like occupied the Illustrator workspace. I'm actually gonna shrink this down for the time being. And if we need to split this out into a separate file, we can. I think I already split this off from the original file, and keep our sketches in one file and keep our kind of like finals in another. But for the time being, Alright, so I'm gonna pull this out, and I'm just gonna say lock up factions one color. So we'll kind of like do a one color. And then we'll do NAS, network, attack storage, raids, not a backup. Now Corey's getting into it. See, I don't know, I just like look up the information that I need and do the things I need to do. And if I needed to like memorize this terminology, I would not. I would be failing you all right now. Full color. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that one alone right now. And of course, I had a scare as well a few days ago. Nothing. Luckily, everything was fine after reboot. Oh no. I also need to finish these. I don't think I got them all finished. Also not sure what happened to all of my guides. I'm just gonna go through here really quickly and find them. Yeah, it's got a little messy. Let's look at our icons. Delete out this. Okay, angry. What is going on here? Right, these are all guides. It doesn't look like I finished all these either. Right, is it better than just a bare drive? It's just a way to lengthen the lifespan of storage device by putting a bunch together. I have 2 hard drives that are just bare drives hanging out over here, and those are the ones I need to deal with. You know what? I don't think I need any of these either anymore since I have these copied elsewhere. But let me just double check. I don't know what happened here. I'm just going to go back here, copy all of this, and make sure I've got it kind of like backed up on this icons layer. And then I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna actually call this a. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull this whole layer here that's called icons and put it onto this concepts layer. I don't know what this... You know what I think I started doing? I started organizing things before I was ready. So this should all go... you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm working on, like, my layers panel here. So, no. Okay, I'm gonna put this on my ideas layer. I'm gonna put these on my icons layer. Wait, this is giving me a lot of trouble. Let's try another approach. What the heck? I'm having a time, y'all. Ideas are over there. This is my icons. Let's just move all of this off. So let's pull this out. All these icons. I'm just gonna call this one nothing. It's gonna be layer 8 for now. I'm just gonna take all of this off and also put it on layer 8. that should leave me with this. I'm gonna pull this onto fonts. We'll call this fonts and colors. It's down here. Now I should be able to pull all of this onto my icons layer. That's all on there now. We're gonna take this off. I'm gonna call this concepts old. That's fine. It's not a great name, but call this working old. Just doing some organization here. Okay. So we've got ideas. That's got our text for our ideas. We've got fonts and colors, icons, and then we have this mess here. We've got sketches. I'm gonna delete this old colors, delete this old icons, and then all of this I'm gonna put on this final layer. And then over here, I'm gonna call this my new sketches. Alright, that was a lot of organization that I just had to do there, but sometimes you just gotta take a moment to get it sorted out. I think somebody just followed me as well. Let me double check. Gerardo, thank you so much for the follow. You're really getting a, you're really getting a glimpse into how the sausage is made today. I'm spending a lot of time just like cleaning things up and trying to set myself up for success, right? Also, Nick saying purple and teal is the omega color combination. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by that, Nick? Let us know in the chat. Nick says, Nick came over to the Behance. Nick has been holding down the fort on YouTube and Twitch lately, so welcome over to Behance, Nick. Nick is saying, came in to say physical and cloud storage terrified me. Mod squad for life, and there's no sweeter color combination than purple and teal. Yeah, I worry about the purple and teal. I feel like it's a little bit overdone, but I also really, really like it in this context, so I'm not sure. But I'm going with it for now. I like the playful touch that it adds to this. I really like that everything right now is striking this balance, right, between like, it's like clean and kind of sleek, but like also playful, and also kind of captures that tongue-in-cheek feeling, and also kind of works with the fonts. Like everything's kind of coming together for me, so it is the vibe. Evie saying you know about planning and prepping for the rest of the year. Awesome, Evie. Yeah, Evie. Do you have any like tips and tricks for us? How you set yourself up for success for the year? Hussein says you work so fast and smoothly. You increase my interest in Illustrator. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, if you are interested in learning more about Illustrator, be sure to check out the Illustrator Creative Challenges here on Behance. They're geared towards there's like 30-minute sort of short mini tutorial lesson. Sometimes they're more like art theory focused, like art theory kind of stuff, art design theory. Sometimes they're more like technical, right? So I would definitely check those out, and they're really short. They're only 30 minutes, so it's like you can just learn like a little snippet of information at once. So be sure to check that out. Insane. Bliss says the creative challenges are very helpful, and Evie says sleep as much as possible in winter. That's good advice. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, what I'm gonna attempt to do here is select my guides, if I can find some, and put them on a separate layer. We'll see if we can manage here. They might all be in this top area. So let's try select same appearance. Well, that didn't work. Sort of worked. Let's lock our final, and let's lock our sketches and see what we're left with. I might just need to go to unlock all of my guides. Oh, I was gonna delete these because we don't actually need them on our final art layer here. And let's see if we can select all these groups of guides. And get them all in a separate layer. I don't know that we'll end up using all of these, but we did kind of create icons for as many of the these as possible. This is kind of like our template, so I'll pull that off. And we'll say guides. Then we can hide them. Oh, this looks like it got grouped. Like this. This out. And then we'll do the same thing here. I just want to make sure I've got these. Pull it out. Why? Why did you come with? Let's ungroup this mess. Okay. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Ungroup. It's one of those days, let me tell you. Alright, so now we've got all of our guides, I think, on a separate layer from our icons, which is what we were trying to accomplish. Nope, still got one. Ungroup. I don't know how I set this up, like what I was thinking, but I made a real mess. Okay, there we go. Evie says, the Order of the Beignets, this is awesome naming. Yeah, we had a lot of fun naming these. If you take a look at our organization over here, we came up with this kind of like structure to this society, secret society-ness. So you have the Council of the Baker's Dozen, which is split into frosting factions and pastry chapters. So the frosting factions are obviously the toppings, and the pastry chapters are obviously like the base donut. And then our individual members are going to be called hundreds and thousands. I thought that was cute. Oh, speaking of, that's perfect. That's how we can use our little sprinkle, right? I'm glad you made me think of this. These can be our individual members, our hundreds and thousands. So I'm going to grab this little accent here. We'll pull this up. And now we've got our hundreds and thousands right here. Right, there's our individual members. And this isn't really like a faction or anything like that, but it can be like a representation. Right? If we ever need to like represent individual members visually, we have like a little design element, right? Perfect. Although I do need to now deal with this. Let's move this over and make like another column. Okay. And just kind of put it together. Oh my gosh. I need to change my alignment setting here to be aligned to selection again for the moment. And I may reorganize this artboard, but you get the idea, right? Okay, and I had a reason for doing this that was just outside of like personal satisfaction. I wanted to think about how well, we need to finish the beignets since we never did. And I need to think about how these are gonna work with color, because so far we've managed to do everything just using, in one color it's all just black and white. Obviously we have a bit of an issue there with like having that little background. And I'm afraid adding anything else is gonna make it too detailed. What we might have to do for the we might have to make another set of icons that, and or I need to think about it. So this gray would obviously be a color, but for like the one color icons, I might need to do something like different and not have the donut shape. I don't want to make it, I could add like, do something really complicated and use like really complicated lines that are like cut around the icon, but I think that'll get too distracting. And so I might just do like a white circle behind them, which obviously you won't see here. If they were ever on the background, it would kind of like give them some contrast. Let's see if we got it over here. And also keep everything kind of centered. Might need to do that. I'm just going to delete that here for my reference. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? My point being that when I make a version of this that's one color, instead of, I might want to do something like this instead. So that it can be truly one color. Might also make it a little less busy. And then use, when we do full color, we can obviously keep this and have it be like a color. If that makes sense. I need to look up a beignet so we can finish this beignet out. Let's do that. Beignet? Where's spell beignet? Beignet. I think I originally wanted to go with just the square, but I felt like it didn't quite look right. Just by itself. And so I think that's why we ended up going with this look. It didn't quite like fit in the space how I imagined it would fit in the space. You know, this doesn't look very good. So I was trying to do like a little, it could be instead like a coffee cup, some kind of like, I think I was going for like a chocolate sauce dipping cup here, and I don't think that's working. So maybe, I don't know. I'm struggling with this one because the shape of the beignet is just sort of a little bit too unrecognizable. We did. What if we did, what if it was like, if the focus for the beignets was more on the coffee cup than it was on the donut. Which I know is kind of like counterintuitive, since most of this is about the donut. I just feel like it would end up being a stronger design. Let's do a little coffee cup, which again, it's not like we're creating something that we're not going to use, right? Return all scale strokes and effects for the time being. Like, we could have an element of this brand that involves coffee. So I'm not like, I don't hate the idea of there being a coffee cup. Hossein appreciated the Crock of Time branding. Thank you. Hossein, actually, Corey in the chat is the owner, and I think Corey likes to refer to himself as the proprietor of Crock of Time. But anyways, yeah, if you enjoy fermentation, you enjoy food, be sure to check out Crock of Time. Corey's got his own Discord server, and it's a good time. I feel like I have drawn so many coffee cups in perspective in my lifetime. I'm tempted to do a version that's like in perspective, like the handles in perspective, since I always draw them from like the side, but I might end up regretting this choice. Let's just kind of box it in right now. Box, 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 box. And we'll round this out. Don't too much, too round. And then we can copy this over. And up here. I'm using smart guides to keep everything aligned, and then you can kind of see how I'm able to figure out what the shapes will look like for this. So I need to actually bring this over. I'm going to copy all of this, paste in front, group it, and I'm going to isolate this group. And now I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to I'm actually going to split this off here and here. And I'm gonna join all of this to make like that outside handle. And then we'll go in here. Grab this. I mean, there's a multitude of ways you could go about sort of doing this. This is just kind of like my preference. Like this. I'm going to join all of these for a second, and then I'm going to grab my shape here, which is kind of messed up, actually. I'm going to go in here and make sure I've got this sorted. Let's grab both of these, put this down to where they align. Clean this up a little bit. First. This is going to make a cleaner edge here. I'm going to grab this shape, I'm going to extend it all the way out, copy and paste, and then I'm going to use my pathfinder to cut. Find it. Oh, hang on. There we go. So now I've got a shape here. It's a little bit hard to see, but we've got a coffee cup handle, essentially. I'm gonna cut this line in here. Here and just get rid of it. Could make this a little bit thinner, honestly. Probably should have done this before I made all these adjustments, but there we go. I don't know, it's a little, just like a little bit of a different look than like a standard, typical coffee cup. This is in the sky. On the sunset, looks like there'll be snow. I've been hoping for some snow, but I don't think it's gonna happen. You don't have any snow there, Bliss? You can have some of mine. I'll share. I'll gladly lend you some of my snow. Hossein says, "Good night. It's 2 a.m. here, but Miss Jack's challenges and solutions to solve these challenges are attractive to me. I can't go to sleep without finishing this movie." Oh, well, I appreciate that, Hossein. If you do want to go, and you check out the challenges, Hossein, I've actually hosted a number of Illustrator challenges. If you want to go and watch them, I think you just search, I don't know, you might be able to just search my name on Behance and tap on, so when you search on Behance, you can type Jack Watson. And then when you search, you have the option to filter and pick just live streams or streams. I think it'll pull up all of the challenges I posted if you want to check those out. I'm also gonna be hosting a set of Illustrator 3D the second week of October potentially, so you can check those out. They're gonna be a short set, but I need to kind of brainstorm some ideas for those. So if anybody has anything in particular they have been curious about regarding 3D and Illustrator, I'd be happy to hear your suggestions and ideas and take them into consideration for what we work on. But in October, no, in February, the second week of February. Did I say October? I'm sleep deprived, I think. Anyways, she meant February. I did mean February. Second week of February. I'll be, yeah, I'll be on spend Valentine's Day with me. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was making a coffee cup. And I want to add some details onto this. You can see that another thing that I've kind of been doing is with these icons, I've got a main line style, which is the heavier one, and then I've got like a lighter one. And that's what I'm using for things like, if we wanted to pull this down. Actually, let's do, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try an offset path. Let's see if I can do like an inside edge on this. So offset path is my preferred way to handle things like this because it gives me a more consistent shape. And pull this up a little bit. Pull it back out. I don't love that. Alright, we'll do like that. Just kind of give the indication that it's like the edge of the cup on the inside. And then I'll pull a line down here. This is like the coffee inside. But thank you, Hossein. I hope you have a great evening. And hopefully I'll see you around in the Discord and participating in the challenge. There we go. Something like that. And the other thing I might want to do is something like this. Just down a little bit, bring it down. Although I made this kind of difficult for myself because I added the handle on that side. I wanted to add like a little bit of a shadow to this, but that might not really work out because of the handle there. That's weird. There we go. You know, just kind of like the inside edge there. Of course, then you make me crave some hot coffee, which should not consume this late. Yeah, definitely. Alessandra says, "Hey Jack, just passing by to say hi since I miss coming to your streams. Looking great." Hey Alessandra. Alessandra's also a streamer now on Behance, so be sure to check out Alessandra's page. I don't know, what times, if you have like a set schedule yet, Alessandra, for your streams. So let us know when what your schedule is gonna be like on Behance. Everybody here can check you out. Of course, I have hot coffee cravings at night, probably more often than is healthy, but I do not give in. Of course, I blame not having time recently to make coffee in the morning, relying mostly on cold brew. Cold brew's delicious, though. Facts. Odari says she's live now. Oh. Live and hopping into my stream simultaneously? Girl, you crazy. Oh, I see that. I'm working on some traditional... Looks like Alessandra is... I can't tell if those are paint pens or like paint or marker. Traditional work. So if you are looking for... There's a lot of people that do traditional streams on Behance, like traditional... what's the word I'm looking for? Media? I know Odaria does. But not too many people, I don't think, that do those kinds of streams. So be sure to check out Alessandra. I'm gonna be heading out and I've got like a half an hour left, so hopefully Alessandra's still streaming when I'm off. That's not what I want. No, I'm gonna go here. Just gonna put this on my sketches layer. Just keep it over here. Okay, yeah. Because now I'm gonna try... to, like, have the coffee cup be tilted. Similar to how I have these all tilted. Maybe not so much. Might have to do not perfectly same angle. Although, will that look weird if it's not all the same angle? I probably will. We could flip it and do something like this instead. And I'm gonna put the beignet kind of like over top of the coffee cup, or maybe behind. I don't know, something like this that kind of like helps fill the space so it's consistent and similar to the other illustrations, but doesn't feel as awkward. I feel like currently the shape of the beignet feels a little awkward. So this, it looks like I was following the outside lines for this. And then I'm actually gonna delete this since I think it is gonna be too much. And then we'll add this in somehow. Obviously, then we need to come in here and delete this. I know, this might work better. In terms of like readability. I don't know. I don't think the double edge here is gonna work. I think this line is too heavy. So let me just go with that. And the same with this. So this ends up being really heavy. I might need to do something else with this. Let's do that, and then let's do just the outline here. Up a little bit. So it still keeps like the outline of the shape, but the handle is a little bit less busy. I don't know, maybe I don't like the handle. Always second guessing myself. Either way, I like that beignet a lot more than whatever I was doing over here. Although for the sake of making this one finished, I'm just gonna cut this edge. I think that's too much. Maybe this whole thing gets rotated? I don't know. No, I don't like that either. Anyways, the one over here is stronger, either way. So we do have an option there. For all of these. For all of the donuts. Yeah, and then I think going forward for the ones that are on, for the ones that are one color, maybe we do just nothing. Or we could do something like this. It's where it's gonna get really busy. To have like that line. I'll leave it for now. It's probably gonna get really busy for these. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, well, let's scroll down. I'm actually going to start with the color variations here. Because I think it's going to be easier to work out the icons. Rather than going here, we'll change this color, and then we'll change this color. And I do want that gold. I want this to be gold so it stands out. Do all of these at once. Gold, 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 just to kind of like call attention to it. And let's go in here, and we're gonna use this style again to our advantage. It's kind of, this is like working out in our favor. I'm really glad that I created this one, because now we can use that idea for these as well. Right? So I can go in here and make this gold. I'd actually have to make a lighter gold. Make these icons that blue. Yeah, I might need to go and use something like this, which is looks very different and not a good way. What if we do? What if we change our mind? Can we do this in gold? Can we do this in? Or I think this needs to be really light. Let's try the lighter color. But then you kind of, it's not very high contrast. There's always something to solve, right? Obviously the blue, it stands out fine over top, but it doesn't, I don't really like the color combination. I feel like the opposite was better. Well, you know, in this lockup, I actually think I don't want this to be gold. It's a little bit busy. What am I gonna do with these icons? Not sure. They're just too busy. I do think they need gold to tie them in with the other thing. The text. But then, what do I do with this? Maybe we just need to change our yellow completely. Like this yellow. We haven't used it yet anywhere else, and it's just not working. Maybe we make it closer to our gold color a little bit. course, I think the gold on yellow works. Making the background also gold means you lose contrast. Yeah, it's just that the yellow is so aggressive. I don't know what to do with it. Like, we could, I guess we could just tone it down. We could go in here and just drop this to like 75. So it isn't so yellow. I think that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We might run into problems when we try to do a lighter version now. So if I just kind of like group all of this, center it here, copy it, paste on top, and then put this here. Now is where we're gonna run into some trouble. So we need to select everything that's got that blue. Select same fill color. We need to change it to this. And then for these specifically, I'm swapping them with this. And then I think for the thing that I've got this applied to, I'm actually going to apply this color for the time being. And I'm going to switch these two, so I'm going to apply gold to this, and then we'll use select same stroke color. And I'm gonna grab, actually, if you hold on shift with the eyedropper, I should be able to grab just the color. Yep. Let's just kind of see how that looks. Alright, so we need to make some adjustments. This, I need to bring all the way back up. Let's take a look. Did I use any? Yeah, I did use gold on. Okay. And then, I actually think for these, let's use that really light color instead. Let's go here, 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 and here, and let's grab this really light color, and do the same thing here. Eyedropper. It's actually a little bit easier to deal with on the darker background. Why do I have two copies of this? My brain. What was I thinking? Okay. And then for the one color, again, we kind of have two options here. We can go all white. And with that like thin line, you know, it might just be this Glaze Guild one. Is just, it needs to be kind of like more centered. Because I feel like if I do, for example, this one. And I tried to do that like same line style, it would not be successful. Like this would just need to have a white background to keep it like centered. So I think I'm just gonna go with the more simplified style is what I'm saying. And I'll need to come up with some kind of alternate something for this to keep it centered, because if I remove that and I'm centering it based on this circle, obviously this is like off-centered. And so it would look really weird. Bliss is saying, I really wish there was a society of sprinkles where we could get together and be donut aficionados. Well, we can. Just if only we were just like closer together, Bliss. If only we could have a Donut Society meetup. I would make that happen if I could. It's unfortunate that I don't have the power. We could also do another version of this. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Where I leave it like white. So on the dark background it would actually be black. It's a kind of spotlight, but then yeah, you kind of lose the edges here. That's not a good idea. We're not gonna do that. Bliss says, I wonder if there's a donut convention somewhere. There's not, as far as I know, there's not a donut convention, but there is Donut Fest, which happens in a couple of different cities. I'll have to look up Donut Fest. Let me look it up. I've been to the Cleveland one every year that they've had it. But they do them in different cities, and I don't remember where all they do them. There's one by you, Odari. So Donut Fest happens every year. Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, NYC, and Pittsburgh. So you can go to Donut Fest, and how it works is you buy a ticket. I actually really like the way they run Donut Fest. I know this is like a huge tangent, but I like the way they run it because you buy a ticket and you get a donut from like every vendor. So they have a whole bunch of all of the like donut shops in Cleveland, right? They set up at the at Donut Fest inside. It's at like, they do it at like a building downtown. And you go and you buy a bunch of tickets and you buy a ticket to Donut Fest, and they give you a bunch of tickets and you take them to each one of the booths and you can get a donut from each vendor. They also give you coffee tickets, so you can get coffee from each of the different vendors. But it's nice because you don't have to like buy a ticket and then buy donuts at the fest. You get to try all of the donuts with the ticket. Like, you can go and like literally just eat everything that's there. You don't have to like buy food when you're there or whatever. Like, donuts are included in the ticket, which is really cool. But they do like, and then you get to like vote on all the donuts too. So like you go and you get to try everything and you get to then like vote on them. They also have to-go boxes, so it ends up being like, you end up getting like a dozen donuts in the end. So you can like try some, and then you can like take a box with you to go. Like, you don't have to eat them all there, but it's a lot of fun. And I don't remember the tickets being like unreasonable. Yeah, you can sign up for a mailing list to find out when they're gonna be happy. They usually do it around this time. It's usually like in the spring. They usually start up, but it's a lot of, I had a lot of fun. Let me see if I can find a picture of me at Donut Fest. If you're on my Instagram, I have pictures from past Donut Fests on there. It would have been like February or March, I feel like, last year. Or maybe they did it later. I don't know. They might have done it later in the year last year. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. We've got 5 minutes left, so that's okay. This is kind of a weak wrap. Here we go. Here's me at Donut Fest. These are some of my donuts. So I got some there. Here, I think I have another picture. This is me with Big Mouth. This was their little booth. Yeah, there's some of my donuts. But it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend. I'm trying to find another picture. Because that picture that I shared, I don't think was all of the donuts from that year. I think that was not all of them, but I know I have at least one photo on my Instagram that had all of the donuts that I got one year, and there were, it was like a dozen donuts. It was crazy. Awesome. Listen, I think you remember that, where you're showing the different donuts you collected. Yeah, they were all good. And some of them get really, really creative. as well. Like, they get really fancy with the donuts. They'll do, like, savory donuts. Like, some of the places had, like, savory donuts instead of sweet donuts. It was interesting. Interesting and delicious. Punchki Day is also coming up, if you guys don't know what that is. Odari, I'm betting where you are, they do Punchki Day. So punchkis are like a Polish style donut that is happens on Fat Tuesday, and you get to go and get punchkis, and they're like filled donuts, but they're made with the batter that they're made with isn't like a typical donut batter. It's like more dense. Now I've just gone down a rabbit hole of donuts. Anyways, it's almost Punchki Day as well. Punchki Day is, oh gosh, and it's spelled like P-A-T-Z-K-I. I missed a C. P-A-C-Z-K-I. And it's pronounced like Punchki. See, Punchki Day 2023 is February 21st. So, see if you can find a place by you that does punchkis. And Bliss says, I would try a savory donut. Gosh, I don't remember what flavors they were explicitly. One of them was a foie gras donut, so that was interesting. And then they had another one, and I don't remember what it was. And then the next year, somebody also did a savory donut that I feel like Corey would know. Corey would remember. But somebody else did one the next year that was like, I want to say that it was like a shepherd's pie donut type of a thing with like meat and potatoes. I don't know. People go crazy for Donut Fest. But go check it out if it's in your neighborhood or near you. It's a lot of fun. I can highly recommend. Jury, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Or is it something like that? Yeah, I don't remember exactly. I'm just gonna finish this out. I know we didn't get through like everything today. We're almost to the end of the time we have together today. Tomorrow I'll be back streaming. I don't know what we're gonna work on. I thought maybe I would actually like get through all of this, but we ended up chatting quite a bit. So you know, I was worried about not having enough to do. I was gonna work on the castle if we ran out of time, but I think we'll probably go back to working on this tomorrow. And I want to do some kind of, I want to revisit a couple, I want to revisit that, what am I doing? I'm just going to select same fill. I want to have some kind of character option, like the traditional ouroboros. I do think I do, but I don't know, it might not be a good idea. I'm just saying. But I don't think it would be used as certainly as like primary brand. It would be similar to like Frenchies, where it was more like it's an option if we wanted to have something like that. But Dar says Punchki Day is on February 16th. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. This could be wrong. I thought it was on. The hard part about Punchki Day and all that and Mardi Gras and stuff is it's like it moves every year. Like I feel like sometimes it's in like March even. It's one of those holidays that like doesn't stay in the same spot. Bliss says there should be a steak and cheese donut or a buffalo wing donut. I feel like there was there a spicy chicken? I think that might have been it. It was like a hot chicken donut. Or maybe they did two savory ones and one of them was like a shepherd's pie and the other one was like a spicy I feel like there's a spicy chicken one that stands out in my mind, but I could be wrong. There might have been a buffalo wing donut. There is Bliss, a place in Chicago that does a spicy chicken sandwich on a donut. So they take a glazed donut and they cut it in half, and they put a piece of like hot chicken on the donut, and you can get a sandwich with it. So that's an option. Big Mouth here in town actually does. They do breakfast sandwiches on a donut, so you can get a glazed donut with like you know, egg, cheese, you know, like a sweet and savory kind of a thing. Listen, I'm just hungry. All this sounds good. Yeah, I'm getting hungry too because it's like dinner time now for me. So, like every time after I stream, it's like time to eat dinner. But, yeah, there you go. That's gonna be it for today, though. I am so happy with the way that this brand is coming together. I love this new style direction. I think that, like, that gives me some room to play, especially if we're gonna revisit the idea of the character. Like, I have this is, it's coming together. It was like, I was struggling with this project for so long, and we stuck through it, and I appreciate all of you sticking by me as I worked out all of the problems I had with it, and I just like I'm loving the end result. I think it's really turning out exactly what I wanted this to be, and so thank you for sticking with me on this one. Frank's gotta go too. Thanks for streaming, Jack. Thanks, Frank. I'm hopping out. Bliss is digging it. Odari's digging it. I really appreciate you all. This was, I know, like I said, a struggle, but we made it happen. And I don't know what I'm gonna work on tomorrow. Let me know if you have any opinions. If we go back to the castle or we continue working on this. I think I'll probably leave it up to you all. The only real thing left to do on this would be, I want to obviously revisit the little character, and potentially something with some kind of design outlet sprinkles or something like that, or maybe like some kind of a pattern design, since I like adding those into brands. But anyways, this is pretty close to being like done for the most part in terms of like the main brand. At this point, it's just like a couple of tiny things that I would probably do, and then like cleaning everything up and putting it together into like a cohesive project. And my plan for this brand, for those of you that don't know, like I said, it's gonna be for subscribers. I'm gonna include, for if you subscribe to me on Behance, this project will be available to you as source files. And I'd like to do a couple things. Like I said, I really want to do patches. It might be not possible. But definitely expect to see some things, at least some stickers, out of this. I'm gonna brainstorm what I can actually create. I do have a foil, a thing that can do foil prints. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking on the word. Odari will help me out here. When you like, I know the process. It's like foil transfers. There we go. With my Cricut, so we could do something with foil on these, which would be really cool. And I just love that idea of the gold being foil. Anyways, some special stuff. Bliss says, oh, and you got your haircut. Yes, that was a whole ordeal, Bliss. The person who cuts my hair, she got sick, and then my cat sadly passed away, and then her cat passed away. And so it was all this just like, we were just missing each other in terms of getting my hair cut. But I finally got it to happen because it was looking chaotic. I could not believe how long it was. Gareth, is my West Cricut still in the box? Oh no! Gareth, you need to commandeer that Cricut and just start making your own stuff. Like, take it over. Take it over. Stream. Make some stuff with your Cricut. Do it up. Anyways, I don't know what we're gonna work on tomorrow. It'll either be the castle. It'll be this, but there's not that much left to finish with this. And then yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll be back tomorrow 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Eastern Standard Time. We're still in Standard Time for a while. I'll be back 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to go follow all of the streamers that we had in the chat. We had Bliss, we had Odari, we had Umacorn, we had Elisandra. So lots of awesome people. All of the weekend streamers hanging out in my chat. Like I said, Sarah Mapes is out of town right now. And let me do a quick rundown of everybody. Thanking you all for joining me. Bliss, Corey, Dorina. Dorina, it was so nice to see you. I know that it's like super late, but it's always nice to have you in the chat. Medi, Elisandra, Faron, Frank. Frog was nice to see you as well. Gareth. Gareth is also a streamer here on Behance occasionally. Hussein, it was nice having you. I hope you enjoy those Illustrator challenges. Melissa, Nick, Odari, Oliver, Patty, Ross, Rick, Rick, I didn't even see you pop by. Thanks for joining though. Samad, my mom. Everson, Unicorn, Evie, and once again, congratulations to Evie for winning best overall for the Create Together event. There will be another Create Together event this week, so be sure to go and check that out. You can share your work in the Create Together event in the Adobe Creative Careers Discord. So if you want to participate, there will be prizes for people who submit and win. So, and it's open to everybody of all skill levels. I don't know if I pointed that out, but like if you are, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or not. There are, you don't have to be a super mega expert. And in any software, you can use whatever you want. Just kind of like the prompts are open to interpretation. So go check it out, participate, share your work. If you're a newbie or not a newbie. Anyways, thank you all. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. If I don't see you, and a great rest of your week. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, everyone.